Hello, you're watching News Mongolia on MNB World. I'm your host, Michma Bersaha. On News Mongolia today, the We Women Forum took place at the State Palace. Postage Stamp commemorating 100 years of the Mongolian Air Force released. Genghis Khan International Airport requires expansion for continued growth. For the news, stay tuned. The We Women Forum was held at the State Palace to increase women's participation at the local decision-making level, promote leadership opportunities, and make a positive impact on society. The forum was attended by over 800 women, including 143 women members of citizen representative who are in Mongolia's 21 provinces and Mongolia's 9 districts, as well as 660 representatives from 330 SOMs.
Although the election law was recently amended, the local election law has not. Women who attended the forum discussed issues such as increasing the 20% quota for women in rural area governments and ensuring that candidates on party or coalition lists are alternated by gender rather than randomly listed. For the first time, women members of parliament have initiated this forum to foster cooperation across party lines. They expressed their commitment to supporting parliamentary proposals and initiatives with budgetary and policy resources, while urging collaboration at the grassroots level, specifically within SOMs and local communities, to ensure effective implementation. Since the amendments to the election law, it has become important to introduce these changes to local elections as well. In other words, we emphasize that the proportional representation system is crucial for increasing the number of women in local government.
In the 2024 parliamentary elections, the quota for female candidates nominated by parties and coalitions was set at 30%. We are now working toward increasing this quota to 40% for the 2028 elections.
To highlight just one example of the social challenges faced by women living in rural areas, 25% of them live far from healthcare facilities, and 21% are unable to access medical services because they have no one to tend their livestock or are otherwise restricted. Ensuring that women's basic needs are met with equal access, regardless of geographic location, remains a critical issue today. In 1996, only one woman was elected to the Citizens' Representative Horal in our province. As of today, 7 women have been elected, representing 18% of all representatives. In Hubsgul province, 11 out of 41 province assembly representatives, or 27%, are women. This figure is higher than the national average. In our SOM, 7 out of 29 representatives are women. We are actively working to be the voice of women at the local level and have established a women's caucus to support their participation. During the forum, discussions were held on topics such as women's political participation and women's impact on local development, as well as child and family policies, healthcare, education, and employment.
The Ministry of Road and Transport of Mongolia, the Civil Aviation Authority, and the Mongol Post GSC issued a new postage stamp to celebrate the 100 years of the Mongolian Air Force. An unveiling ceremony was held on May 20th, marking 100 years since the first cargo plane landed in Mongolia.
The stamp commemorates the landing of U-13 cargo plane on May 20, 1925, a gift from the Soviet Union. Designed by artist Nyamhu, a member of the Union of Mongolian Artists, the stamp features a Junkers F-13 and various fighter jets, transport aircraft, and helicopters that have been part of Mongolia's aviation history.
The stamp features the country's first Yu-13 aircraft, as well as the AN-2, Tu-154, and AN-24 planes that are being flown in Mongolia. It also includes military fighter jets used by the Air Force. The design captures the full scope of aviation, including air traffic controllers and air navigation centers, making it a meaningful commemorative stamp. A postage stamp is a country's symbol of independence and serves as an international calling card.
The stamp features iconic aircraft, including the MiG-21 fighters, Mi-24 helicopters, AN-2, AN-24-26 transport planes, and Tu-154 aircraft used for international flights. It also includes illustrations of key aviation infrastructure, such as flight control centers, radars, air navigation systems, and Point-Oha International Airport's passenger terminal and runways.
Mongolia has a 100-year history of aviation development. A reliable, globally recognized air transport system encompassing modern and advanced technology has been established during this time. This stamp shows the proud history of Mongolia's Air Force, air transport, and civil aviation. It's not just a collector's item, but a symbol of the achievements and challenges that have been overcome in the aviation industry.
8,035 by 35 mm stamps were printed, each priced at 6,000 Mongolian tugruks, and 580 first-day covers were issued, available for 15,000 MNT. Over 50 postage stamps featuring aircraft have been released in Mongolia.
With international passengers, traffic is surging over 2.2 million travelers recorded in 2024. Mongolia's sole international air gateway, Chinggishang International Airport, faces mounting pressure to expand. Airport authorities and staff stress the need for an upgrade to meet a growing demand, support new international routes, and position Mongolia as a key transit hub for Asia and Europe.
The airport's construction was a key milestone in advancing Mongolia's civil aviation sector. Located in Khushuk Valley, it serves as Mongolia's sole international airport. All passenger and cargo flights to and from Mongolia are routed through Chinggishang International Airport. With an annual capacity to accommodate 3 million passengers, the airport has significantly reduced weather and airfield-related flight delays and cancellations.
Although the airport is designed to handle 3 million passengers a year, we already welcomed around 2.2 million passengers in 2024. International passenger traffic increased by about 20% in the first 4 months of the year. This clearly indicates the need to expand airport operations in the near future. 17 foreign airlines operate flights to and from Mongolia alongside 4 domestic carriers. Just last year, 4 new Mongolian airline companies were launched. And as you may know, this year, United Airlines, a leading global carrier, began flights between Ulaanbaatar and Tokyo on May 1st. This marks a critical step in preparing for future non-stop flights between Mongolia and the United States. With the capacity to accommodate long-haul, wide-body aircraft, the number of flights and operating airlines is rapidly increasing. One unique feature of this new airport is its potential to become a transportation and logistics hub connecting Asia and Europe. It has paved the way for generating transit passengers flows. As of 2024, over 30,000 transit passengers have flown through Mongolia on our national airline carriers. We are planning numerous initiatives to improve the airport's operations, service quality, and infrastructure. We aim to expand flight routes and airline partnerships while focusing on enhancing the skills and capabilities of our staff.
The civil aviation sector generates a significant portion of its revenue from tourism. Improving and expanding regional airports across Mongolia is also a top priority. Airfields are vital for providing aviation services and ensuring flight safety. Plans are in place to reinforce and expand airfields to increase capacity and accelerate regional development.
Mongolia currently has 20 domestic airports operating under the Civil Aviation Authority. Most of their airfields were built after 1956. It's now time to build new airfields that meet the international 4C and declassification standards.
Since 2000, numerous civil aviation infrastructure improvement projects have been implemented. Going forward, it's essential to consistently upgrade airport equipment to meet international standards and to strengthen and expand regional airfields annually. These improvements are key to the continued development of Mongolia's air transport sector.
Here are the currency exchange rates provided by the Mongol Bank. Now, let's bring you international news in partnership with the major news agencies worldwide. Russia intensified its military operations by intercepting over 200 Ukrainian drones within its territory, while Ukraine targeted a semiconductor factory in Russia's Oryol region. Despite the conflicting reports about Russian forces reaching Dnipropetrovsk, fighting continues along multiple front lines. Meanwhile, both sides confirmed the progress toward a major prisoner exchange agreement.
Russia continued its military operations on Wednesday, intercepting more than 200 Ukrainian drones within Russian territory, while Ukraine claimed to have attacked a semiconductor device factory in Russia's Oryol region. Russia's Ministry of Defense said that its forces had struck Ukrainian training camps, military airport, ammunition depots, and other targets. According to Russian media reports on the same day, Russian forces had reached the border of the Dnipropetrovsk region. Russia's air defense shot down over 200 Ukrainian drones on that day, with more than 100 intercepted outside the special military operation zone. From 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Moscow time on Wednesday, Russian air defense systems downed 67 Ukrainian drones in regions within Russia, including Oryol, Kursk, Bryansk, and Moscow, with 15 of those drones shot down near Moscow. Meanwhile, the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces reported dozens of battles with Russian troops on the front lines as of Wednesday afternoon, with the fiercest fighting taking place in Pokrovsk. Its forces continued to carry out operations in parts of Russia's Kursk and Belgorod regions. The head of the Dnipropetrovsk region military administration denied reports on Wednesday that Russian forces had reached the region's administrative border. Additionally, the Ukrainian General Staff confirmed that Ukrainian drone units, in coordination with other forces, had carried out an attack on semiconductor device factory in Russia's Oryol region during the early hours of Wednesday. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said on Wednesday that work on the peace treaty with Ukraine is progressing actively. Furthermore, both Russia and Ukraine confirmed on the same day that they were preparing to implement the previously agreed plan reached in Istanbul, Turkey, for the exchange of 1,000 prisoners of war.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We will see you next week with more news and updates. Have a great weekend.